Hey guys, so for today's video, I thought I wanted to do something different, more chill, and I wanted to kind of do a video on my goals for 2022. More for winter and spring because it's so hard to plan for the future, especially with everything going on in our world at this moment. And I just want it to be a really good year, and I'm gonna really push myself. Also, a quick disclaimer, I'm back in the States and my family's watching Star Wars, so I'm gonna do my best with the audio, but we'll see. So I actually split this up into sections because I have a lot of goals and I'd like it to be a bit organized. So kind of my first section is language. I've been learning French for about 5 years, give or take, but I think it's 5 years, and I studied 4 years in school, and my teachers were great. Nothing against my teachers. It is hard to learn when you are in a class of 45 and completely based off curriculum, and on top of that, half the people in that class don't even want to be there. But now that I have my own terms and I can choose my own classes and I can kind of immerse myself in my own home, like I did in Croatia, I would like to be a B2 by July. I think that'd be amazing after all this studying, after all this trying. I'm currently a B1, or I personally think an A2, but my teachers and the tests I've taken, I have teachers from Italki, the tests I've taken say that I am a B1. So around July, I'd like to be a B2. I'd like to be comfortable with speaking and understanding the things I watch and the things I read. I'd also like to be an A2 in some other language, hopefully Italian, but again, hard to predict the future. I could end up with anything, and it could be cool to learn Spanish, and especially because my grandpa grew up in Colombia and there's a lot of resources. Again, we'll see what future Andre decides to do. Back to French. I've never read a book in French all the way through, and this is why this is such a bad thing. I don't recommend doing this. I have so many books. I have more here, but I don't want to reach them in case it messes with the lighting. These I got freshman year of high school, and I'm now a high school graduate. This is Harry Potter, this is Percy Jackson. I never got through it because I made it just such a chore. I mean, I annotated this like crazy. You can't even see it. Yeah. So I annotated, there's pencil marks for everything I was writing, blue for vocab, I think purple was for verbs. I mean, that's terrible. I never made it through it, hated it. It was a complete chore. So I'm gonna try and read a whole book and enjoy it and finish it and just take my time. I would also like to take a language immersion course. Whatever language it is, I think it'd be so cool to go to the country and just be immersed in the language and really have a chance to be able to speak it and understand it and think in it. Just a really cool opportunity in general. It doesn't have to be that long, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. Such a cool opportunity. I've also been working on Duolingo, and I personally don't think Duolingo is the best source, especially how I used to be doing it, but I think it's an amazing way to study if you have other methods too. You can't just be doing Duolingo. You have to be doing other things like podcasts, reading, watching film, practicing your French by speaking orally, or grammar books. But currently, I'm all the way through Unit 1, and it's all in purple, which is level 6, and I'd like to make it to Unit 8 by the middle of summer. We will see. I think that'd be really cool. I've also been into journaling recently, but I currently do it in English, and I think to have a added level of studying, I think it'd be really cool to start integrating French, whether it's just putting some French words in it or some French sentences, and eventually getting myself of putting paragraphs or full logs just in French. I'd also like to learn 700 new words in French. It's a lot, and 700 by June. It's not even the whole year. There's 365 days, but cut that in half because, again, hard to plan the future. But I did the calculations. I think it's about 35 a week. So 35 a week. I mean, you can spread that in the days you want to, and you can integrate the ways you want to, but I think it'd be a good way to kind of enrich my vocabulary because it's just not there. I'd also think it'd be really fun to release a video in French. I'd probably enlist the help of my French friends. That way you're not just listening to me have my bad French, but actually have French speakers who have the slang, who have everything, all the terms and the accent. I think it'd be really cool, and it'd be a cool bonding experiment with them. So we will see. A goal for the future. Okay, so my next section is travel, and for those that didn't know, I moved to Croatia when I was 18, and then following that, I spent some time in Germany, and I just really started liking the whole aspect of travel and meeting people and trying completely new things I've never done before. So for this year, I like to travel to 15 new countries. It's a lot. It's a lot of countries, but I mean, go big or go home. Like, why not? I'm gonna try and make 15 countries. I have 365 days. Honestly, if I go to just one country a month, I'd be fine with that, but that's only 3 more countries. I can fit it in. I will figure it out, and it'd be just so cool to do that. I also made it on my list to go to Morocco. Never been to Morocco. I've only been to Europe. That's it, and very few countries. I've been to the Balkan area, I've been to Schengen, so I would really like it to make it to Morocco, maybe go camelback riding and meet new people there, and just the architecture looks really cool. I'm interested in the food and the culture, and all aspects would be so fun. I'd also like to I'd also like to try and go scuba diving. I think that would be so fun. I have a few friends that have done it, and it just looks like a really cool experience. And then lastly, for travel-wise, now that I have more friends in Germany who are the most supportive people I have met, I would really like to go to Cologne for Carnival. That'd be so cool. And they were all telling me, like, are you coming? And I couldn't that time, but I really want to go. So if possible, I'm going to try and go this fall. If not, I'm going to do it in the future. I'm going to do it at some point. But yes, Cologne would be so cool to do. And then for my last section, it's more personal things that I'm trying to improve on, or hobbies or skills or things like that. And my first thing that I started doing recently is journaling. I had a journal when I was exploring Europe, but I didn't really add to it. I actually have it here. I never really added to it, and it's just really empty, and it felt like a chore, and I kept forgetting about it, and I'd always journal about the things later, and it's just so rushed. But I'm gonna actually try, especially because when I was traveling, I got some really cool things, like I got some Russian candies that'd be really cool to put in, or I've gotten some letters where they were teaching me languages, or some art that they did that they gave me. That'd be so cool to put it all in together. And so I didn't have a place, and so I started a new journal. I'm gonna try and actually add things. I'm gonna put my mic down actually, and I've been pretty decent about it, and I've been adding the recent things. I put in my new goals and everything. It's actually funny. I write in pen, and so whenever I make a mistake, I can't undo it. This has got to be the funniest thing. The rest of it isn't too bad. Yeah, this is when I went to Cannon Beach and just did some doodles. Honestly, like, I've been writing my things. It's been a lot more fun. Yeah, it's felt less of a chore to do. This is kind of when I solved one of those Hunt a Killer. I highly recommend doing, by the way. Yeah, so really cool. I'd like to continue doing it, and I'm not gonna force myself to do it every day, but I'd like to start actually getting into it. I also have this really cool thing. It's a journal that I share with a friend of mine, and so when I lived in the States, we tried to switch every 2 weeks, sometimes every month, and then now that I live abroad, it's been a bit harder, so we're going to try and ship it like a book every once in a while, or whenever we can, whoever is overlapping, or if any family or friends are visiting the States or visiting where I am, we'll bring it back and forth. But we've been doing it for a little over a year. Highly recommend doing it. So cool. But my goal for this year is actually to start putting more in it, so This is last year, June 2nd. It was kind of the things I was listening to. We do this thing called Brackets where we check out new music. It's just filled with stuff that honestly I'd like to do more of. There's sketches, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice looking back on, and it's very personal. It goes back and forth. This is the galleries in New Orleans. This is a graduation cap and things that happen in graduation. More music. Polaroids. I got a little lazy here, and this is my main point, is I got pretty lazy, and I would like to start actually putting more effort in again and find that joy from it, instead of making it like, okay, I gotta get this done, make sure it gets to her. I'd like to actually enjoy it like I did in the beginning. And this is the one I did when I was in Zagreb. So this is the currency up here, and this is some of the tickets I chose. This is one of the markets I went to. So honestly, it'd be fun just to do it again, and yeah. Another goal of mine was to start taking a Polaroid a week. I have actually a pretty cool Polaroid, and I'd like to start taking one a week. Along with one film a week. I have this 35mm camera from the 1970s that my grandpa gave me, so I'd like to start actually using that and learning how to get better with it. So I'm going to take that with me and start taking more. I live on an island during summer, and my grandma has this boat that's from the 50s, I believe, maybe 60s, and it's this cute little dinky blue boat, and I want to get my boating license and drive the boat around and hopefully not explode the boat like my grandma did with her first one when she was like 16. Made headlines. So I would like to start learning that, and that way when I'm 20, I can like take my friends around on the boat without forcing somebody to take us. I also noticed it became hard to stay in touch with friends. I was about 4 hours later than most of them, sometimes 7. I would like to call a friend a week, whether that be I have to wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or stay up really late. I want to call a friend a week, make sure I'm keeping up. I'd like to send more texts and more postcards. I got really bad at sending postcards. So I really want to do that. I want to stay in touch because I have some really, really good friends, and I got to put more effort. I'm going to try. Hopefully they hopefully they also do on their end, because we've both been trying. It's a difficult process. And my last thing, which is hopefully going to happen, I would like to get a tattoo. Because of acting, I can't get a big one, and it can't be an obvious one, but I would really like to get a tattoo. And there's a few I've been looking at for a good few years that I was supposed to get when I was 18. So hopefully that happens, everything goes great. But yeah, that is all my goals for 2022. It's a lot. So hopefully next time I update this and end of summer or so, I can show my accomplishments, and who knows, maybe I can see some from my friends, and 2022, it's just, may not be starting well, but I'm going to push hard, it's going to be good. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.